us an idea of what it's like to support someone who's going through kidney
hard work.
failure and then
Very hard
transplant.
work.
Okay.
Basically, I'd give you guys a talk. Obviously, it wasn't so long ago that I actually sat in this room watching these lovely people work and talk to me about what you guys are going through this evening. But obviously, since then, it obviously happened for me. My life, I left school in '72. I worked all my life. I never drank and I never smoked. So I had that on my side. But it was about 2012 that I had a lot of headaches coming on. And I thought, I don't normally go to doctors, but I went to the doctor and they said, you know, your blood's gone wrong, or we've gone wrong, can you come back? So I went back, had another blood test, and they said, no, it's not us, it's you that's gone wrong. You've got high platelets. So I started under haematology at Kingston for every 3 months, and watching the platelets go up and up and up and all that. And I always thought, well, they'll go down, but they weren't. They were going higher and higher. So in 2014, I was diagnosed with amyloidosis, which is quite a rare disease, you could call it. I don't like using that word, but it is. It just comes on. It's not caused by anything. And what it is, amyloidosis is a protein in the body which is going to go to your major organs. And I was told in 2014 that I'd never be able to have a transplant if anything worsened. Well, you don't take that on board much and you carry on. But obviously things were slowing up a little bit. And they said, oh, one day you'll probably be on dialysis, which obviously, again, he didn't give it much thought, you know, clearly. But anyway, it did worsen. I was found to have what they called a blockage in the liver, which was this amyloid protein in the liver. And of course, over the years, it went into the kidneys. And every 3 months, I used to go for a checkup. They told me that it's getting worse, clearly. But in the back of my mind, I always thought, well, I can't have a transplant. So obviously, again, we're going to go up this dialysis route, which is for life, you know, clearly, forever. They also look after me at the Royal Free in Hampstead. I go there once a year for the amyloid. And I asked this guy there, and I said...
That was in January, wasn't it? January 23.
January, yeah. And I said, I've been told I can never have a transplant. Maybe you can have a look and see what you think. So he wrote to me, and he said, well, actually, I can't see why not. So, of course, that got the bells ringing up here, and if you don't ask, you don't get. I told haematology, and they said, oh, that's quite good news, isn't it? Obviously, they contacted St George's, and I had a lot of tests done here, which are obviously a fantastic hospital. So you guys are obviously under the best wing here, clearly. And then I got this phone call to say that I was going to go live for a transplant.
On Halloween.
And that was on Halloween week. And then on the 5th,
Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween. And then on the 5th, 6th of November, I had a phone call to say, you know...
Well, you had a phone call on the 5th of November,
Yeah.
first of all, and you did get a full start.
Yeah. Anyway, so they obviously tell you that there's a donor about the same age as me, 21.
85.
21. No, in their 70s. Like, hello. Anyway, so I went forward for it, and the guy said, this lovely surgeon came and saw me. He said, I'm just going down and check the kidneys for you. Anyway, he came back and he said, I'm so sorry. He said, but the kidneys aren't quite it. He said, so if I did it, I'd be wasting my time and I'd be wasting your time. So unfortunately, I went home. But only to find the next day, I got a phone call and I was back. Lovely surgeon came and saw me, and he said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to fit, obviously didn't use this, this is a lady talking here.
It's like a car.
I'm going to pop 2 in for you, he said. He said, you may have a little lump where the 2 go in. Anyway, so it all went ahead, and the next morning he came and saw me, and he said, you won't have a lump there, he said, because I popped him in a little bit deeper, he said. So anyway, there we are. And apart from that, and all the looking after, the team, we're calling the team at St George's, you know, from everyone that's been around. And again, when you guys go through what I've gone through, you'll suddenly realise how lovely these people are, and they work for you, clearly. And the only thing I can say to you guys is, if they say take a tablet, you take that tablet. If there's an injection out there for you guys, whatever it is, COVID-19 or whatever, make sure you have it, because that can stop you from going into surgery. But I was all up to date, clearly. But I had people, when I was on the list, I had 3 people come forward to say they'd be a donor for me. But up here, it wasn't going to work for me.
And two of them were strangers, really,
Yeah,
weren't they?
I mean, it was good, but it wasn't going to work for me. I thought, no, I'll go it alone, theoretically. And of course, I did go up that route, and it didn't take long. It worked for me. And that's it. So basically, afterwards, it's all the going backwards and forwards a couple of times a week to here, the clinic in St George's. Again, fantastic team. They look after you well. Blood test, urine test, and then the doctor a couple of days later. But it's all worth doing. They keep a note on you, everything, you know. I've always done things by the book to a degree. You know, I don't do this and I don't do that. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it seems to work for me.
With one of your kidneys, though, one of your kidneys was classified as lazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, one of the kidneys that they popped in is known to be a little bit lazy, but they're working on it. You know, I've had a few tests here and a few tests there. I can't use their words that they use, obviously, because I'm not, but it works for me. I do a lot of keep fit, like when I say keep fit, I do a lot of walking, clearly. You know, I don't drink, I don't smoke, obviously. And all you've got to do is keep yourself well. That's what you've got to do. Just do everything that they tell you to do, because again, it's a job to them. You know, and it's nothing worse than someone telling you to do it and you don't do it. You know, you're going to go up the wrong route. I mean, to come off of dialysis, if you guys are on it or going to go on it or whatever, it is life-changing to get off of it, and you get your life back. You know, otherwise it's like going I was on dialysis for a year, and it was like twice a week, 4 hours a go, as I call it, and then the next month it was going to be 3 times, and it was like life-changing, you know, because I was active. I never sat around. Of course, sitting there, you know, with this going on, you think, oh gosh, you know, sort of thing. So I got all over that and everything. But I think in your life, if you've got a very close friend, a good person that can be with you, luckily for me, I've got this guy here that I've known over 30 years. He's become my sort of carer, and he looks after my tablets for me. Because he says to me, hang on, it's
he hasn't got a clue what he takes. He hasn't got a clue what he takes at all. Also, with the tablets, and I'm not scaring anybody, but the tablets, when you first are sent out into the world, there's a big list of tablets, and it's quite intense. There's loads of tablets, and you have to take them at certain times, as the lady sort of said. But it does change a lot. It does change a lot and fast. You'll be on Adaport 5 or 3, whatever it is, to start with, something like that. Then it will suddenly drop to something else. So it's very, very fluid. The tablets have changed considerably a lot over the few months. But he wouldn't know about that.
So basically, if you've got the support with you,
if you have a really good way of doing your tablets, like a form or a sheet or something, do it. Make it as simple as possible. Make it as simple as possible. It's right. I mean, we have like those week things. That Monday to Saturday, whatever it is. We have those, and we use that. We have one for upstairs, one for downstairs. So they're just really, really handy.
Just make it simple for yourself, you know, and it'll work, because it worked for me. And you know, I'm not the brain of Britain. But you say about having a network, people. Hopefully, everyone here has somebody who is close to them, or has somebody you can fall back on, because it's quite important that you have that sort of person. Because the person when they come out of surgery, they're quite weak and they're quite tired, so they need that backup of somebody who can just be there to pick up or go and do the shopping, walk the dog, whatever it is they do, because that person won't really be up for it for a good few weeks, probably a few months. I found coming off of dialysis, you know, I'd come home after being 4 hours on it, and then I didn't want to do nothing. I just lay on the settee, you know, and I'm a bit OCD, because I am, and everything was going to pop because it was I can't be bothered, you know, sort of thing. But slowly now, over the months,
people are always saying to you,
getting back on track.
People. I mean, it's nice thing is people are always saying to Robin in the street, they're always saying to you, "Oh, you look well," and I love to hear that. It's nice for me to hear people saying that, but they do say it. They say it every day to you when you go out. They say, "Oh, you look well," and I like to hear that, because maybe you didn't look well before. I don't know. People wouldn't say, "Oh, you don't look well," because that's not how people look.
It all comes down to teamwork. Not only you guys, but obviously the lovely doctors, nurses, whoever they are, looking out for you. And so if you all work together, it'll work for you. And hopefully, you know, you guys will go on a journey like I've been on, and it worked for me. Clearly.
But it's worth it, isn't it? It's absolutely worth it. 100% worth it.
Because it's changed. I mean, dialysis, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking dialysis, because I'm not. Without it, you know, who knows? You can't live. But I'm glad that this is basically the kidney transplant was like a walk in the park, really. It's very, very easy. There's nothing hard about it, you know, to go and get it done.
you want to show your scar?
Pardon?
Do you want to show your scar?
What's that?
I mean, use your scar. It's very neat and
Oh,
tidy,
yeah.
isn't it?
Does anyone
I
see
mean,
the
hopefully
scar?
no one's.
No, we're not
Come on, it's here.
It's just here. Yeah.
Well, if anybody has fear
we saw
about
the
it,
picture. We
Yeah.
saw the
but
picture.
if anybody has scar, they don't fear like a massive scar.
No.
It's not going to be a big old scar.
They also say drink 3 litres of water a day, which out of a bottle I found.
You got no scar.
Like, or these walking things when you're up the road drinking. If you're at home, if you drink out of a glass, it's a lot easier. That 3 litres can disappear. One other thing, guys and ladies, if you have this little scar here and you've got trousers with a belt on, I found that the belt was a little bit tender here on the scar. So basically, we went into wearing the braces, clearly. A bit alien for me, but it works. And until everything's better, it's fine. Anyway, I think that's it. Thank you for your time.
So that was someone who's in the home and someone who's coming in and out from that transplant and often following, supporting. So it is a team effort, and I think we need to emphasize that. You've heard from someone who had a live donor, someone who had a deceased donor, someone who was supporting, and sometimes we bring a donor as well. But I don't know if you've got any questions for the trio that they can answer for you, and you might have questions later. There's a question at the back.
Oh, just a quick one.
You might be able
Both
to.
of you, how long did it take for your kidneys to start working? You have the live.
That's right.
Live and same day. Yeah. So my EGFR went from 15 to 55 on the same day.
It went straight away, really.
And the deceased donor.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it was all working. It was fine. And out of the 2 of the kidneys fitted, there's one that's slightly lazy, you know, but they're working on that. Again, it's, this day and age with modern medicine, you know, they can make things work.
It was kind of immediate, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah, it was
So
immediate.
yours was within the week it was working.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yours
yeah.
was immediately. Yeah.
Pretty much.
But it's not always, and not everybody gets 2. Just so
You're just greedy.
I'll put my hands up for that one. I thought I'll go for 2. You know what I mean? You never know,
Some
do
people
you?
get 1 kidney and other people get 2.
It's very rare that they get 2. Now, sometimes if it's from an older person and we feel that just 1 might not give just enough function, then we say 2. So, but it's very rare. It's not the usual thing. So you were one of the people that were.
Okay, but I'm the same age. Old? Who's that?
But you know, there's so different people have different biological ages, not just the chronological age, and then that's So, but usually it's just 1 kidney. Please remember that. Don't be asking where's my second one.
Anyway, everybody in this room, I wish you well.
Yeah.
Obviously, clearly,
Yeah.
and hope it all goes well one day.
And don't fear it. Don't fear
Pardon?
it. Don't have any fear. Just
No, don't have any fear, because there's no need to. Always be positive, don't be negative. Look on the bright side, as they say, and you'll be okay.